Russia-Ukraine news. Putin will reportedly not be attending the funeral of Wagner chief Prigozhin, according to the Kremlin. The Kremlin announced on Tuesday that Russian President Vladimir Putin would not be attending the funeral of mercenary chief Yevgeny Prigozhin, who died in a plane crash. Some Russian media have reported that Prigozhin's burial could happen as soon as Tuesday in St. Petersburg, his hometown, but Kremlin spokesman Dmitry Peskov has refused to confirm this. Prigozhin, 62, will likely be laid to rest at the Serafimovskoye Cemetery in St. Petersburg, according to the Fontanka news outlet and other media. On Tuesday, the cemetery where Putin's parents are buried was surrounded by heavy police cordons. There have been reports of an increased police presence at other city cemeteries as well. It was expected that the other top lieutenants of Prigozhin who perished in the crash on Wednesday would also be laid to rest in St. Petersburg. On Sunday, Prigozhin's death was officially confirmed by the Investigative Committee, the country's top criminal investigation agency. Minutes after taking off from Moscow bound for St. Petersburg, Prigozhin's business jet crashed into the ground. The committee gave no explanation for the crash. Prigozhin had recently returned from Africa, where he had been seeking expansion opportunities for Wagner Group, just before the crash. Western officials have pointed to a long list of Putin's enemies who have been assassinated, and a preliminary assessment by U.S. intelligence concluded that an intentional explosion caused the plane to go down. As the Kremlin put it, the West's claims that the Russian president was responsible for the disaster are an absolute lie. Prigozhin had led his mercenaries in a rebellion against the Russian military leadership, seizing the military headquarters in the southern city of Rostov-on-Don and then marching on Moscow 2 months prior to the crash. They shot down multiple military planes, killing over a dozen pilots in the process. Putin called the uprising treason, and vowed to punish the rebels, but hours later they reached an agreement in which Prigozhin would end the mutiny in exchange for amnesty and the opportunity to relocate to Belarus. Dmitry Utkin, Prigozhin's second-in-command, and Valery Chekalov, Wagner's chief of logistics, both perished in the accident. Utkin, a former military intelligence officer, gave his nom de guerre to the organization and oversaw its military activities. Wagner's future is in doubt because of its central role in Russia's military campaign in Ukraine and its involvement in several African and Middle Eastern countries. Putin said Wagner soldiers had the option to join the Russian military, relocate to Belarus, or retire. Many thousands are currently stationed in a camp to the southeast of Minsk, the capital of Belarus. Yevgeny Prigozhin, owner of Wagner Group, is depicted at a makeshift memorial honoring the company's soldiers on a city street.